Good morning. Good morning, everyone. The host has unmuted my mic, and also the host posted a thing up there a moment ago that said that I was live as I'm dancing around my studio here to the awesome tunes of the mellifluous tones of StreamYard, which I very much appreciate. So, hey, thanks for coming, everybody. Good to see you. Hey, Paul, always a pleasure. I'm doing very, very well. How's everybody else doing? I've got some really cool stuff to teach tonight that I think you're going to really enjoy. And if ever there was a point in time where all the things of your multifamily journey come together, it's going to be on this call, or it's going to be through the system that we've implemented and created. You're going to love it. You're going to absolutely love it. I alluded to some of the things last time. Go ahead and chime on in, everybody. Tell me where you're from. Paul gets to live down there in beautiful Riverview, Florida. I'm up here in Nashua, New Hampshire, my hometown, which I moved back to after many, many years. And I absolutely love being back here in New Hampshire. I've become a member of the New Hampshire Bar. I got the mayor and the governor promoted me for membership in the bar, which is pretty cool. It kind of shows you how nice New Hampshire is. It's a balmy 50 something degrees out there today. Gorgeous, gorgeous day. When I'm done, I'm going to go for a nice walk outside in the beautiful hiking trails around my area and rail trails. It'll be a lot of fun. Hey, we got a CCIM. Love it. Many of you heard me teach. Let me tell you, I was teaching in Ohio at one of their big conferences, and I said I was talking about all the different designations that people get in this industry and how I've fired all of them. The only designation that's worth their weight are CCIM designations. And at the end of the conference, the guy came up to me and said, "I really appreciate what you said about CCIMs. I happen to be one." I said, "Oh, great." So he and I talked for a while. And then he told me about a website called secounselors.com. I haven't checked it out in years. I don't know where it stands, but it was really cool. It was groups of people who have the CCIM designation can post unique deals that never hit the market up on this particular website, and they can go to them and try to get approval, get deals done. But if you don't have that CCIM designation, you can look, but you can't touch. You have to go through a CCIM to get your deal accepted. So looking out for their own. All right, so let's. I'm going to get started right away. And for those of you that, let me get back up here, and I'm going to jump on over here. And what we're going to be talking about today is how to acquire your first or even your next multifamily property, and don't have to worry about where to find it, or more importantly, how to finance it. And I'm actually going to show you a real life example of exactly how this is going to work for you, and it's going to work for one of my students. So let me come back over to my, hold on here. Here we go. All right. Now, most people who want to get into multifamily investing get stuck in three traps, okay? They can't find good deals. And then if they find a good deal, they can't raise enough money, and they don't know how to manage it once they do. Does any of this sound familiar to you? Go ahead and type in the chat box there. Say yes, yes. Which part is it? You can't find good deals, or you can't find money, or both? Go ahead and type into the chat box. I want to see what you have to say. Let me jump on over and take a look. Let me know. Go ahead. Let me see. Type on in there what the issue is for you. Many of you might. I don't know, when I first got started, many of you might spend nights, scrolling through LoopNet or Crexy, looking at overpriced listings. And then the thing that always got me was you would watch people announce their first deal on LinkedIn or Facebook and think, how did they do that? What is it going to take for me to be able to do something like that? Hold on, let me just check it. I'm just jumping around here. What's it going to take? Why can't I do it? What am I doing wrong? I mean, and you tell yourself you'll start this freedom journey either like when you have more money or when the market cools down. How many times have I heard that one? Or you find the right partner who's going to provide you with everything that you lack. But weeks turn into months and months turn into years, and that first deal never comes. Believe me, I've heard this song so many times. Everyone wants the cash flow and the freedom, but they hit these three roadblocks over and over. And let me just tell you something. The game is rigged, and I'm going to show you how to stop this cycle. What if I told you that it's not your fault? What if I told you it's the system, and the system is what's broken? Brokers gatekeep the best deals. You never even get to see them, especially if you're a new investor and you call up a broker and you say, hey, I'm looking for a pocket listing. Are you kidding me? Do you honestly think he's going to give you his best pocket listings? He just met you on the phone. He's never seen you perform. He keeps all that type of information for his best investors. The lenders prefer the bigger operators. So it's harder for you to get those deals done, especially when you're smaller. It might require you to have to bring more capital to the table. And that can be a huge limiting factor for you. And the management takes time, money, and most of all, mistakes. I tell you, folks, I've seen people succeed and I've seen people fail. And I've seen people do both. The same person, they succeed, and then all of a sudden it all goes away because they didn't know how to manage those properties the right way. It's not your fault. The traditional way that we've been looking at these deals wasn't built for everyday investors. Okay, let me show you exactly how this is going to work. I'm going to show you the system that we have created that handles all of it. There'll be no more guessing on where to find deals or who to partner with or how to find them. We're going to take you through the whole entire process, and we're going to show you that it's all boils down to one system. So by the end, you'll know exactly how to buy your first or your next multifamily property confidently and systematically, and that includes getting it funded. Okay, so how did it start? When I first started teaching multifamily investing, I saw a pattern, okay? And after years of being an attorney, an investor, a mentor to thousands of people, and having been involved in $3 billion in multifamily transactions and teaching over the last 20 years and helping over thousands of investors, I learned that it all boils down to a system. There's a pattern. People could find the deals, but they couldn't fund them. Does that sound familiar to you? Or there were some people that were great at raising money, but they didn't know which deals that they could trust. And then those people who were successful enough to close on a property had no idea how to manage it effectively and efficiently to be able to achieve that investment strategy that they sold to their investors. So I thought to myself, what if we build a system that does all of this for them? And that's how the MultifamilyOS and the Multifamily Capital Club was born. So here's what you have to understand about systems. They attract opportunity. The better the system, the easier it's going to be to attract opportunity for you. It's going to build up credibility with your lenders and your investors. Now, let me talk about this for just a moment. Credibility with investors is one of the biggest bugaboos of new investors. They're afraid to go out and talk to their friends and family about being a multifamily investor because the friends and family know they've never done that before. And so it becomes very hard to do. Well, what this system does is it creates built-in credibility because it's not just you. You're working within a system of other great investors that you can now tap into their knowledge and their database and start to build your own portfolio. How does that sound? That if somebody came to me when I was first getting started and they told me that I could have that type of power in my fingertips, I could have, nothing could have gotten in my way. And these systems, we're going to create them to scale them. And that scaling is what has to produce the freedom. If we don't scale properly, we end up being owned by our business. We end up spending every day working in the business and not on the business. Okay. So if you want consistent success, stop being just a deal hunter. Anybody can do that. You've got to build the system that's going to handle all of this information. All right. So what we do here is we're going to teach you how to operate like an institution. Think about those very, very successful owner operators. Let me tell you something, folks. One of my students was at a conference the other day, was talking to a guy who had over 9,000 apartment units. This guy started out very small. How was he able to get to 9,000 apartment units? He's just like you and me. How did he get to 9,000? Because over the course of his building his portfolio, he implemented systems that allowed him to run the property from afar. So he could stand back and always build the business while people inside of his organization are working on the business. You don't need $1 million. You just need $1 million system. All right. So the multifamily system here, let me just take a pause for just one brief shining moment. Let me see here. Let me see. There we go. All right. All right. So what we've created and what I'm going to share with you here today is what's called the Multifamily OS. That's the system. And then the Multifamily OS Capital Club. That's the money. And those two things put together are going to allow you to achieve your multifamily objectives. It's your complete investment system. So when we're going to show you how the system is used to get out there and engage properties, engage owners, find the deals. Then we're going to show you how the fund works towards giving you the money you need to do the deal and creating the partnerships that you need to get the deal done. And then on top of that, all of the people within the club that are involved in the property that you just acquired are going to help you manage it. They're going to be looking over your shoulder. They're going to be advising you, telling you exactly what you're doing right and exactly what you're doing wrong. What better ecosystem for investing in multifamily can there possibly be? We help you find, fund, and manage the properties. All right. So great deals. And I've seen this happen so many times. It's very sad. And I can almost tell you when it's going to happen because these students, new students, get so anxious, get so ready, get out there and say, okay, I'm going to go and find the deals. And they're making offers and they're making offers. And I asked them the question, hey, do you even have the earnest money to put down on a $5 million deal? I mean, can you stroke a check for $50,000? Well, I'm hoping to find investors who are going to work with me. Listen, if you find the property and then you start looking for money, you're too late. So how do these people get these deals done? They get the money lined up beforehand. And that's what the Capital Club is there for you. And within the Capital Club can be used for earnest money deposits. It's going to be used for the equity in your deal. It's going to be used for the renovation budget. So when we find the right deal that meets all of the requirements for the Capital Club, we will get that deal funded, whatever it's going to take for you. So when you come into the Multifamily OS system and you start working the system and submitting offers for us to evaluate and go after, you know that the funding that you're going to need to get that deal done, the one where you are the quarterback of the deal, the funding will be there for you. And that's going to allow you to go after those great opportunities. And I'll tell you, the reason why people were losing it, they were never putting the framework together the way that we have with Multifamily OS. Okay. That's when we stepped in. And when we found out, and I saw my students losing deals, and they were, listen, many times these great future investors died, their dreams died on the vine because they didn't put the whole system together. And when they got that deal accepted the first time and they couldn't perform, they felt they could never perform, and they stopped looking for deals and they got out of the business. And that broke my heart, because some of these people, that's all they needed was everything that we have put together at their fingertips so they could achieve their goals. And that's exactly what we've done here. You will get access to trained investors who are showing you great real opportunities. You know, part of the problem is that some investors are ready to go. They have the money, but they just don't find the good properties, and they just don't find the good partners. But what would happen if you could come into our system, take a look at some of the submissions. Look, hey, geez, this guy Bob over here has put up a nice property. I'm going to reach out to Bob. Hey, Bob, can I partner with you on that deal? I think I can really help you out. Absolutely. I'm looking for people to work with. And that's how these deals get done. And it's all done within our ecosystem. Vetted capital partners. When you sign up for the Capital Club, or you have your friends and family signing up for the Capital Club, they commit a certain amount of money. They can be in the Capital Club for as little as $20,000, but they're in the club. And when we finally vote on a deal and say, yes, we want to fund this deal, those capital partners are ready to go. They put their money up, the deal gets funded, and we close on the property. How easy is that? Think about it. Think about that. One whole system of raising the funds is already taken care of for you when you become a member of the Multifamily OS system. And we share tools, we share data, and we share accountability. I'm going to talk about that more in just a moment. But that's one of the toughest things about this business, is it can get pretty lonely. And what happens is we need to work with other people who are like-minded, who know exactly what it takes to get this deal done, and make us accountable for our actions. Make sure that we're always out there looking for deals. I tell you, it's so much easier when you know that other people are relying on you to find the great deals. So that makes you want to get out there and analyze deals and look for properties and reach out to brokers and get to work every single day to bring deals to the group. All right, so I'm going to talk for a moment here about what I see many new investors doing, and one of the reasons why it doesn't work. And that has to do with looking at those public listings, I call them, the LoopNets, the Crexes. You're not going to find the best deals there. You have to go out and take the extra step and start uncovering those hidden opportunities. By the time a deal hits LoopNet or Crexy, it's gone. It's gone. It's either not a good deal, or somebody else has picked it up because they can easily fund it. The good deals are gone by the funds, the fund of funds, and other syndicators who already have the funds lined up to go. If that doesn't describe you, but you want it to be, then you need the Multifamily OS Capital Club. That's what we're here for. And another thing with LoopNet and Crexy, sometimes the sellers are just testing the prices. I was looking at a property the other day, and here's what happened. We submitted this property in the club, and one of the pages that the broker put on there, and we do on market deals, but we found a great on market deal that we're going after in the club. But the broker had put a page on there where they showed the net operating income for 2023. And I said, that doesn't make any sense. We're in 2025. Why would they put that on there? And I asked the broker, I said, has this property been on the market since 2023? And she said, yes. And I said, okay, so what's the story? She goes, the sellers are just testing the market. If nobody matches their price, they're not going to sell. And nobody's matched their price yet since 2023. So sometimes that's what you see on these types of websites. And, you end up analyzing the broker's leftovers. Think about it. A broker wants to close a deal. If he doesn't get the deal closed, he doesn't make a dime. So he's going to increase his chances for success by only working with those people that he's worked with before and who that he knows can close on deals. So if he gets a good deal in the door, he's going to go back to those people and say, "I found a great deal for you. Do you want to get involved in it?" Folks, I'm going to share with you a story of one of my students who is that person, who is the person who gets the phone calls just like that because he's built up his reputation and he can show that he can perform. And he's going to be presenting a property that he has access to in this group. I'm going to talk about it in just a moment and show you exactly how it works. So within the MultifamilyOS system, using our deal finder, you can find those hidden off-market opportunities. You'll be able to target underperforming assets in any market, not just secondary markets, in any market. I'm going to show you how we do that. You're going to be able to take all the data that they give you, the rent rolls, the T12s, all the ownership records. You'll be able to upload them into our AI system and let the AI tool evaluate the deal, start the due diligence process, and identifies only those properties with real upside. What if you were looking for a typical type of property in a particular market and you didn't want to sit in front of the TV while you're flipping through 16,000 properties in the market that you chose? What if you let the system look for the deals for you? And every week they send you 15 more deals that meet your criteria for you to evaluate. How great would that be? How fantastic would, this is the power of machine learning. So let me give you an example. This is our tool. This is the MultifamilyOS system. I'm just going to touch upon it here just to give you a taste. But when you turn it on, as you see in the top, we walk you through the entire flow. You're going to click on onboarding. Within onboarding, you're going to choose your buy box markets. You're going to choose up to 5 markets that we will go separately outside of anything else you do. Every week, we will evaluate those markets and find deals that meet your criteria. And when you go through that criteria, those deals that we found for you, you're going to accept them, reject them. Accept them, reject them. And every time you do, you are training the MFOS system to learn what you like. And so next week, the 15 that we send you are going to look more like what you want. And that's going to speed up your process for finding the best deals. But what you do here is you can come over to the Discover page and look down the bottom here on the left. You can do smart searches. You're looking for just motivated sellers? Just click a button. Are you looking for value add deals in your market? You just click this button. If you're looking for private properties that have been acquired using private lending, that's a pretty cool feature. In your market, you just click a button and the system will find those opportunities for you. And you don't wait for a broker to send them to you. We go direct to the owner. Our system reaches out directly to the owner and makes it happen. So as you can see, we got discover, engage, manage, fund. And if you need to be coached, if you have any questions about anything, just use our AI tool, our AI coach. They have taken 20 years of my video training, uploaded it into the AI system and ran a chatbot through it. So when you ask it a question, it goes to my database first and answers it using my voice. It's like you're having me at your fingertips and you're having me answer every single question. And if they don't have the answer in the system, they go out to the internet and they find it for you. How cool is that? Once you click on a property, you end up getting all you need to know about that property sitting right at your home and your kitchen table. So in this particular property, Buttercup Way in Taylor, South Carolina, you can analyze this investment. You just click analyze the investment, and then AI will go out to that Taylor's South Carolina market and evaluate the rents. What have the rents been doing? How have comparable sales been? What's the cap rate in that market area? And it will put everything together for you and tell you whether it's a good deal or a bad deal, whether you should, it's called the verdict. It'll give you a verdict on this property, and I'll tell you whether you should keep it or you should go after it. If you decide you want to go after it, well, wouldn't it be great if I could just click a button, like maybe this skip trace button, and find out who the owner is? Find out the owner's phone number, address, and email address. Think about that. What happens if you drove up to this property, sat in the parking lot and said, I like this property. I'd like to make it buy this property. I wonder who the owner is. And from your phone, because this is all mobile compatible, from your phone, you can send the owner of this property an email instantly, or you can hit the call button and it'll dial him directly. How cool is that? Nothing can top that. Then we talk about the funding. Look up here at the fund under this tab. When you get a deal, like what I'm going to share with you in just a moment, when you get a deal that looks like exactly what you're looking for, you can submit that deal to everybody in the program. And everyone in the program works with you. They'll take a look at it. They'll say, hey, I think you're not being realistic with your analysis here. Hey, I really like this property. I have boots on the ground in that marketplace. I'd love to saddle up with you and see if I can partner with you on this deal. Great, awesome. This is how it works within the group. We work to get deals done. Let me come back here. And as you can see here, all of your property that we're looking at as a group get posted in the investment opportunities. When you go to the Manage tab up here, there'll be a drop-down box for headlines. When you click on headlines, it'll show you all the properties that we've curated for you through the AI tool. It'll show you any properties that have been recently submitted by other property members. If anybody makes a comment on one of your properties, you'll get a notification that somebody's talking about you. It's a way for you to, it's a system for you to be able to evaluate so many deals sitting right there at the comfort of your home, working with other partners, other investors, and a fund of money to help you get the deal closed. And here's one, 7400 6 Mile Lane. And as you can see here, we talk, there's a chat box. We all talk about the property together. 22 views, one interest, one person's liked it. We're going to use the Capital Club as a capital structure. You can use any structure you want. 506B, 506C, crowdfunding. But in this particular property, we're going for the Capital Club. These numbers, cash flow 40.54. We've got to work on these numbers. I just use these as a default number. That's just a way for me to get this property up. But I want everybody in the club to be looking at this deal because I think we can go after this one. This will be a good one. And then look over here. When you engage in the property, look at in the engagement center, all the things I can do with any of these properties. I can send out a marketing letter at the push of a button. It's automatically put, a Word document is created and downloaded to my system. I can click on a marketing email. If I've got his email address, I click on the button and it automatically sends him an email to asking him if I can make an offer on his property. How cool is that? How quickly can you just start doing that with so many other owners? And then it gives you a follow-up reminder. Hey, you sent this email a week ago. Reach out to this guy. It drafts letters of intent. It puts together purchase and sale documents. All of these are already in the system. You just fill in a few blanks and hit the button, and all of a sudden a contract is generated. You can do the analysis. You can view other people's analysis. And down here, this is a really cool feature called the road trip. That means if you're going out to look at a property and you want to see other properties just like it within a 1 mile radius, within a 2 mile radius, you hit this road trip button and it prints off a list of those properties for you to go take a look at while you're there. Pretty cool. So just remember that you don't need to be rich to own apartments. You just need to have the organization, because money always follows the organization. The organization, when it follows and chases after the money, it's the wrong, you put the cart before the horse, and that doesn't work out very well. The rich don't buy real estate with their own money. They build the partnerships and they use leverage. If you don't know what leverage is nothing more than a bank loan. They use other people's money. And so they build the partnerships for the equity and they use the leverage from the bank. They raise capital from people who they've worked with for years. And listen, you can have the same system. It takes, if you're doing it by yourself, it takes a long time. But when you're doing it with others, the lift is light. So just think about that. You come into the Capital Club and you've got friends and family who are interested in what you're doing, and you get them to sign into the Capital Club. You've got 50 other people in the MFOS system with you, and they've all brought 10 people as well who are signed up into the Capital Club. You guys get a deal put together. We go out to those 500 people. We just need to do a $1 million raise. We can have that done after one webinar using the Capital Club funding. Think about that. How long would it take you to build that system on your own? And that's what's key. So let me give you an example. When we have properties coming into the system, we need to make sure that they meet certain criteria. That's just the way this has to work. You can't just be bringing crazy stuff into the deal. So our typical deal structure would have between 14 and 18% IRR. We expect 7 to 9% cash on cash. And it doesn't have to be on day one, especially if it's a value add deal. You're not going to get cash on cash like that on day one. All right. We may put in an 8% preferred return on some of these deals, but you can expect to hold the property for 5 to 7 years. There are other criteria that we have built into it, like minimum debt coverage ratio, minimum type of property, and it can't be has to be 1990 or newer. It has to be a B class property. Those types of things that we've told the system that this is what we're looking for, and that helps you evaluate some of these deals. So when you're looking for the property and you find something that doesn't meet this criteria, but you think it's a great deal, you can still bring it to the deal. It just wouldn't qualify for the club funding. But we can find accredited investors in the club as well. And if you want to get your deal funded, we can propose it to them as well. So there's so much we can do because of the systems that we've built. It's absolutely fantastic. And the thing is, management is where most investors failed. So we have built this in on day one. Let me tell you how this works. And this is really, really cool. The club, the way that we are getting around the securities laws, and we're not getting around the securities laws, we're following the laws to the T. But because it's a club, it does not have to deal with accredited investors. You can deal with minimum investments. Our minimum is $20,000. And the thing is that this is not a passive investment. I want to stress that. This is active investing. So everybody in the club is going to be involved in the success of that property. All right. So in order to make it work, our partner, fractional.app, they are going to set up the system where whatever member is in that club, they choose a particular role and responsibility on that property, and that's what they do. So if ever we get audited by the SEC, if they say, hey, this is not a club, we can show them, yes, we are a true investment club. Here's what everyone's role is. We meet every month. We do quarterly reports as far as the financials go, but everybody is involved in how this property operates. So you've got a team of people helping you with your particular deal. And I'm going to share with you, a story. Let me find my email here. All right, so I have a student of mine. Let me take a swig. Let me just check to see if there are any questions going on here. Okay, all right, good. Yeah, get ready. I'm actually coming up to the end soon. So get your questions in there, and I'll be back to answer them. That water's good. Water's good. All right, let me. This is a client of mine. I'll say his name is John. I want you to think like you're John. All right. John has been a client of mine for, 5 to 7 years. Outstanding individual. Absolutely one of the best ever. Started with me with nothing. Owns 8 apartment complexes now. Get an email from him. And he knows that I put this system together. And he knows I put together the Capital Club. So he sends me an email. And I'm going to read it to you. It says, greetings from Santiago de Compostela in Spain, España. I just completed the way, the Camino to Santiago. It's a 13-day, 200-mile walking towards him. It's a kind of like a missionary walk. And he can do that when you own 8 apartment complexes. You can live that type of life. All right, but while he was out, he gets an email. He says, while I was on the way, I found out that I won a small deal. It's the same seller of my 36-unit property I bought in this city 2.5 years ago, which I just refinanced and returned my investors 10 to 15% of their money without a single dollar of CapEx investments, just managing it right and raising rents. Anyway, the seller has a property which he tried to sell and he had better offers, but he ended up giving it to me because he knows I can close. Charlie, I haven't done any marketing of capital raising in over a year. Should I bring this to the club? And I said, absolutely. So what will happen, just so you understand the process, John is going to bring the deal in. He's going to put the financials up. He's going to create the submission. He's going to put the submission up. We work together every day. I'm going to tell you about that accountability in just a moment. And we will look at the numbers and craft the offer and figure out what's the best, how much money are we going to need to close on the deal, what type of debt can we get on it, how much will the debt cost. All that type of information we are putting into the submission. And then everybody's going to get out there and say, okay, this looks great. Let's go tap into the club and get people to commit to this deal. And once we get we have a full commitment, we're able to close. We fund the deal and we go and we close on it. And now we are all members of that particular deal. We all work together on that deal. And then we go out and we do it again. How would you like to be involved in John's deal? And then when it's your turn, the same thing is going to happen to you. That's how this program works. All right. So here's how it works. You're going to get exclusive deal access for both seeing other people's deals and having your deals get access. So when you're in the club, you'll be able to post your deals. You'll get access to all of our AI tools and the analyzers. They're all built into the system. You don't have to go out and use another guy's analysis tool to figure out whether you got a deal or not. It's all in the tool. You're going to get access to the Capital Network and that all the members help to build. So everyone that's in the OS is going to help build the Capital Network. Oh, folks, this is the coolest thing. And I'm going to show you how this is great. You're going to get legal and compliance support, both from the finding and engaging standpoint, all the way to the funding standpoint. And here's what I mean. How many of you think, oh, I've got to go out there and raise the money. I need to do a 506C or a 506B deal. And that costs $14,000 from the lawyers. I just stroked a check for $10,000, and now I got to pay out a bigger check to the SEC lawyers, the securities attorneys, to put all the paperwork together. What if I took all of that off your plate and you don't have to deal with it at all? We handle your letters of intent, your purchase and sale contracts, your operating agreement, and all of your documentation for making this a legitimate deal. It's all part of the system. That right there takes thousands of dollars off the plate. You're going to get access to the mentorship and the community. You'll get the AI tool for the AI coaching and the membership of the community. Every morning, we have a meeting, 8:30 to 9 a.m. Eastern. Everyone is welcome. We talk about deals. We talk about what's going on. We talk about our kids. We talk about life. We get to know each other. And then every Monday night from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, we look at deals. We analyze deals together. That's the type of community. I want all the members of this group to be friends with all the members of this group. That's how it works right now for my students, and I absolutely love it. You're going to be getting a reporting dashboard. That way, if you come to me and say, Charlie, I'm not having any luck, I can go and I can look. How many offers have you made? How many properties have you favorited? How many deals have you analyzed? The system tracks all of that information. So if you're having trouble with something, call on me. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to take a look at your dashboard, and I'll tell you what you're doing wrong just by looking at the numbers. When I say this is a numbers business, I ain't kidding. And I can tell you what you were doing right and what you're doing wrong just by looking at your numbers. And now I can. Before that, oh, I'm not having any luck. How many offers have you made? Well, none. Well, there you have it. And here I can go in the system. I say, hey, you're not making any offers. Come on, you got to make these offers, or it's nothing more than a very expensive hobby. All right. Now, I'm going to go through this. Listen, this is that part of the sales process where we add up the cost of everything. Folks, the numbers I'm about to share with you are real. And you will see how much this program that we have developed is going to save you money. It's absolutely mind-boggling. First off, the deal analyzer. You can buy this from, oh my gosh, Analyst Pro. You can buy this. There's so many people have different types of systems in place. Some of them are subscription services, so they cost money year over year over year. I'm just throwing out the number $1,000, $1,000 value, $997. All right. The AI Finder, that AI tool that I am showing you as to how to find deals and how it's going to build you your shopping list, analyze your markets, your buy box markets, how it's going to get out there and send you deals that fit your requirements every single day, how it's going to find you motivated sellers in your marketplace. All of those tools, that type of benefit doesn't exist anywhere. We put up a $1,900 value on that. Now, folks, let me tell you this. The Capital Network, I put it at $100,000 value. That is typically 3%. So if you're looking at a deal, about a $3 million deal, and you're using a capital raiser, you're paying that capital raiser 3% of the money. Think about that. $3 million property, you've got to stroke a check for $90,000 to this one guy who's done in 60 days. He brings you the money you need, but he ends up walking away with $90,000 of your money. That's what happens when you get out there and start using these capital raisers. That's why the whole business cropped up like a new cottage industry. In this particular case, I put $100,000 valuation, about 3% of the property value. Folks, I'm telling you right now, that's gone. You don't have to pay that anymore. Legal templates. Folks, $14,000 is what it cost me last time I used a securities attorney for my deal. $14,000. All right. They drafted the OA. They drafted the submission, the subscription agreement. They drafted the private placement memorandum. All of that stuff is going to be taken care of for you in the Capital Club. It's all taken care of for you. That's a $20,000 value off the table. Mentorship and calls, folks. You can get out there and spend $25,000 with some mentor, some guru out there, and you will not get the training that you get in my system. You don't get me directly. I only work through those channels. You can't pick up the phone and call me. Only if you're in my mentorship program, my cohort program, can you have direct access to me. But otherwise, you can have access to everybody in the system. Total value of all of this is over $150,000. This is what it takes to build a multifamily business. This is the type of money that you're going to need to get a deal done. They don't tell you this in those weekend boot camps, but this is the real number. And here I am telling you, you don't have to worry about it because you get access to all of these things inside the MFOS system and the Capital Club for a fraction of what it takes to start a multifamily business. So what I want you to do, there are two things. I'm going to share with you my screen in just a moment. This is how I want what I want everybody to do right now. I want you to go to MultifamilyOS AI. Let me just check. I got to jump back on over here. No, that didn't work. Let me stop my share. And I'm going to start my share. So what I want you to do now is come right over here to the pricing page. And you're going to have 4 choices. Here are all the different things that it does, what the difference between the different levels, as you can see, and all frequently asked questions. But if you're ready to get started today, note that there are 4 things. If you want access to the Capital Club with your deals, with other people's deals, with those the accountability phone calls, with everything I just mentioned, your choices are the MFOS Pro or the MultifamilyOS Cohort. The Multifamily Pro is, I'm going to show you, you can either get a monthly subscription or the annual subscription, which is actually $3,000. Same, if you're looking to get in there with and work with me directly, you have to go through the application process. You click apply now, and you're going to fill out the blanks, and Emma is going to be in touch with you. If you're not ready or you don't need the Capital Club funding, but you'd like to get into the Capital Club, you can go ahead and sign up for either the Core or the Plus. And you can see the difference is what you get between the Core and the Plus. But I'm telling you right now that if you're in the Core or the Plus, you can join and see the submissions to the Capital Club and invest in it by joining the club. But you're not going to be able to put your own submissions into the deal. The only way that you can get your deals funded is if you're a pro member or you're in the cohort program. Other than that, you can have access and view what submissions have come in. If you're a core or plus member, after that, I'm telling you folks, you've got to sign up to get access to this. We want everybody to sign on up. It's absolutely the best system. We'll have you up and running in 7 steps. What'll happen is you'll come to this onboarding. You'll click on this onboarding lessons. We'll get you up and running in 7 quick steps, and you'll be ready to rock and roll today. Before the 4 o'clock game kicks off, you will be able to get access to everything we just talked about. Let me just get, why am I not on the screen? Oh, I see the screen is blank. Oh, I know why. There I am. That's what I was looking for. So let me jump on over here to the questions that I see have come in there. Go ahead and ask away. I'm going to take another swig of water before I start. Can you believe that? $150,000 is truly what it takes to buy a $3 million property just to put together the whole deal. That doesn't even talk about the due diligence costs and what have you. And this system takes care of that for you. Unbelievable. I just, the fact that I can stand here in front of you and say you get access to the Capital Club, pitching your deals, getting your investors lined up. And folks, the fact that you don't have to pay $14,000 for a PPM because that's part of the plan, part of the program right there. Sign on up. It's as easy as $297 a month. How can you say no? All right, let's see. Your MFOS document is outstanding. Thanks, Win. Having access to it will allow me to stop time-consuming cut and paste of Oh yeah, stop that. Stop that, LO. Stop that foolishness right now, Win. And when you're in this group, the NDA and the confidentiality agreement is understood. We don't want you bringing deals to the table where we have to sign those things. Whenever you sign your company's name to any contract, you are obligating your company with some task in the future that may or may not come to pass. But that creates a liability, a legal liability to your company that sometimes many people forget about. And it only rears its ugly head when you violate the terms, and now you're in trouble. So don't obligate your company if you don't have to. All right. Let's see. Hello, John. John Catoy. How are you, young man? Let me see. I thought I had more questions. Did I miss it? Something's not right here. Okay. All right. So good. All right. Let me see. Got a question for you. I'll hold till the end. Paul, go ahead. Set it up. What's your question? I'd love to hear it. But I'm going to wrap it up because I'm getting better at these. So folks, listen, if this is what you're looking for, if this is the business you're looking to be in, you have to be in this system. There's no other system like it. It's taken me 20 years to figure this out. And so go ahead. If you sign up today for the MultifamilyOS Pro, excellent. If you sign up for the Core or the Plus, we'll get you a link on Monday for to join the investment club. You'll be able to look at our submissions. You'll be able to see what's coming down the pike. But if you're out there looking for deals yourself and you need money, you got to be over on the Pro or the Cohort model. That's the best way to do it. Okay, let's see. Wait a minute. There we go. All right. I knew there were more questions. Here we go. Okay. If you're a Pro member and find a deal, can you submit to the club? If not a member of the yes. Okay. That's a great question. Thanks, Paul. Because folks, I'll be honest with you. Many times, many deals that I've done personally, I didn't put any skin in the game. I put the deal together and I kept a percentage. The same is true in this program. If you are what we call the program director, if you found that deal, and that's like the quarterback, if you found that deal, that's your deal. And we can design that operating agreement such that your ownership, your membership gets you equity in the deal for no money down. So you can get into in the Pro membership, you'll get access to all the benefits of the club and access to the people's money coming in to buy the deal with, and then you don't have to put money into the deal yourself if you don't have it. That's how that's how I started. Okay. I had money, but if I could strike a deal where I didn't have to put any money into the deal and I still own 25% of the deal, I took it. The way you can design these plans within the club is exactly the way you can design them if it was a 506B or 506C offering. Okay, great question, Paul. Thank you for asking it. Sign on up. All right, I have Charlie Chat. Is this the same thing? No. Okay, Charlie Chat, Patrick. Okay, Patrick, thank you for remembering Charlie Chat. Charlie Chat was the start of this MFOS system. That's what we started with as an AI tool about 6 months ago. Where we are today from that original Charlie Chat is light years ahead of where we were before. Charlie Chat did not have the Capital Club or access to the Capital Club. So this new program provides you with finding, engaging, funding, and managing the property all in one system. So Charlie Chat, it was a free tool, and originally you had to pay additional money to get more properties to look at. We took that away. You can now go and fool around with Charlie Chat all you want, unlimited searches. I think the core, the MFOS core model is the equivalent of Charlie Chat. If you want to get the funding component, you gotta join the Multifamily Pro or my cohort program. Okay, so that's how you're going to get full access to everything. Charlie Chat is still around. I think we're calling it the core program now, which is free. But what you want is to really get into the funding side. Okay, Paul Ding already did. Awesome, Paul. Thank you. Greg Saucier. Let's try it out. We have got a minute. I have a funding with credit your biz. It could be of assistance. Okay. All right. That's cool, Greg. Greg is my elementary school friend. And he's always coming around to say hi. Thank you very much. Charlie, can you drop a link again to sign on up? Mark Archer. Oh my gosh, Mark Archer, great to see you, buddy. I still think about you a lot. I really do. Especially when I see drones being flown. I think about you sitting in sunny Southern California. And we'll leave it at that. Mark was in the Navy, left the Navy, got back in the Navy. The guy flies drones. Cool dude, very cool dude. Yeah. So it is Molly. Can you go ahead and drop the banner in there? MultifamilyOS AI, and the whole thing. Hey, Mark, I'm so glad you're still around. I'll tell you, I don't know what Mark has done since. God, it's been years since you and I chatted. But if you're now ready to go, Mark, we're ready for you. Okay, let me see. That just sold me. Cool. Thanks, Paul. Oh, yeah, Paul. Paul, I so appreciate you asking that question, because that question is it's something that I should have clarified earlier, because that makes a big difference to everybody. You have to be in the multifamily MFOS Pro or Cohort to get in the deal, but you don't have to put money into the deal. Our objective is going to be get 500 club members who are willing to put up 20 grand a piece, and we'll be fine. And then once one club closes, we open another club. So that's how it's going to go. Yeah, let me see. All right, yeah. Listen, I got something from somebody that looked like a scan of a PDF from some library. I don't open those things. I just don't open them. Not only from a systems security standpoint, but I don't like CAs or NDAs. I don't obligate myself against those. Especially, I don't even know what property it is. What if it's already a client's property and I'm now obligated that I can't discuss it? I don't get involved with those. So the thing to do, Win, is to get that deal submitted. If you've been working on this deal, Win, and you're looking to get it closed, submit it into the group, into the program, evaluate it, sell it to us on Monday night. Come on live, say, hey, Charlie, I want to share my deal with everybody. Great. We'll pull it up. We'll talk about your deal live on screen. We'll figure out, is this something that we want to do? Yeah, this looks like a great deal. Okay, what are the next steps? All right, we have to make an offer. Great. We'll click on the letter of intent tab. We'll have 5 choices. Which letter of intent would be the right one to use for this particular deal? Let's use the long form. Click, great, click. Boom. In 5 minutes, we will have made an offer on that property on Monday night. That's how this program works. I am there with you on Monday night to make sure that you're all getting what you need to get out there and get active. And here's the nice thing. You don't have anything going on? Well, that's not okay. That happens. That's fine. Come on Monday night and watch what other people are doing and sign up with them. Hey, I love your deal. Count me in. Decatur, I'm right around the corner. I'm going to go take a look at it. Yes, count me in. I want to help you. What do we need to do? Because remember, Paul Dengel asked the question, can you structure the deal so that like the organizing group doesn't have to put money in and they can still own a portion of the deal? Yes, absolutely. Okay. So these are deals just like you would have if it's a 506C or a 506B with accredited investors. This can happen within the club. Isn't that awesome? Let me see. Thank you. You got it, Patrick. Mark, thanks, man. I'm retired now. Oh, God. I'm ready to get back in the game. Congratulations, Mark. Mark, I'm never going to retire. Look at me. I'm 72 years old. Why would I retire? I'm working right up until they I can't remember my name. But that's great. Congratulations, Mark. Retired from the Navy. Wow. God, he's younger than I am. That's great. Good for you, man. That was you. Okay. Yeah. Win. That was weird. That was coming from some public library. Nah, I'm not touching that one. Can the club money come from Roque? Sandor, I know that name. Sandor, I think we've talked before. What do you mean by Roque? Do you mean like IRA, qualified money? I'm not familiar with Roque. I'm not going to say no. If you can, turn it into, cash that goes into the deal, yes. Can somebody please explain roll K to me? Because that would be very interesting. Okay, so then when you get it, if that's the case, your best offer, then you better get into the club and get this thing up and running ASAP. You can have that deal submitted to the group within an hour. So go ahead and sign on up. IRA account. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, that's what some people are doing right now is they're setting up their qualified money and their deals so that when the club chooses a deal and then goes to fund, their IRA money will be able to move right over. So, and Sandra, I love IRA money. It's the best type of money to have in these types of deals. It's long-term, quiet investment. But here's the thing, Sandra. And one of the issues, and it's not an issue, it's just a distinction. And I want to make this distinction for you, is when you're involved in the qualified money, it's FBO for the benefit of, it's being held by a custodian. But we still want you involved as a person involved in the operations of the deal. So, because you're going to be next. So you're going to have to come on over. Okay, that was an error. Sandra, I so appreciate that because, I'm the expert. I'm the attorney. I'm supposed to know all this stuff. When somebody throws me to something like ROW-K and you spelled out ROW like it's a real acronym, I was like, oh, shoot, darn it, I'm going to look like an idiot here. But good, you spelled things wrong. I appreciate it. Good, awesome. All right, folks. This has been fantastic. I really appreciate y'all coming on and showing you this. Next Wednesday, I'm gonna have this honed down. I keep giving these hour-long live presentations. I love doing them. I love talking to you all. I'll be back on Wednesday night, and you'll be able to see the inner workings of the Capital Club. It'll be up and running. You'll see the slide deck. The sales deck, and that'll be great. Oh, good, Paul. See you Monday. I can't wait to see you, Paul. I hope you're doing well. Hope your health is better. I know that you had health issues years ago. I hope you're doing well, buddy. And I will definitely see you on Monday. That's so cool. I hope to see Mark Archer when we finally get to meet. Come on board, Patrick. I'd love to see you. Have you all on Monday. We've got 2 deals that we are analyzing right now, and that number is just going to continue to grow. So Paul, is there a link from Monday? You'll get the link on Monday. That's how we do it. So Molly will be sending you out a link. Anybody that signs up will get a link. We'll get you on board and we'll get you started. So when you do sign up, when you do pay and you get on board, you've got to go through that onboarding process. Okay. Make sure you do all 7 steps and really educate yourself and then go have a blast with it. It's so much fun. It is very, very, very cool how this whole system works. And folks, I think the lowest thing we talk $297 a month. No long-term commitments. I want, for that $297, that's a tool that you're buying, a SaaS product for multifamily like you've never seen before. So get on out there, get it started. Thanks, everybody. That's great. Let me see. Beat Huskies today. Are you talking about Northeastern? You can't be talking about Northeastern, are you? Because when you say beat the Huskies around here in New England, that's the Northeastern Huskies. But you're going to tell me some other. Yes, health has improved. Oh, great, Paul. That's fantastic. That's so good to hear. I remember meeting you in that hotel room down in Tampa, maybe. I don't remember, but I just remember that. All right. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you later. Good to see you all. Thanks, everybody. I'll talk to you all soon. See ya.